Hi guys, it's Shannon from Twisted Mind by Cipher, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super cute corset earrings made with mica powders and Hotfix Rhinestones. Aren't they adorable? Alright, let's get the supplies together and we'll get started. Okay, so here's everything you're going to need to get started on making those. First off, you're going to need some Sculpey Primo black clay. You, of course, can use whatever clay you want, whatever brand. I would not suggest Sculpey's Sculpey 3. That's not really great for jewelry making, but, you know, use whatever you want. You're going to want 2 eyelets, 2 screw eyelets, and 2 earring wires of some kind. Doesn't matter which ones you prefer. And I have this little tray that I also use for my Hotfix Rhinestones. It's not needed, but it makes things a lot easier. You need some black paint, which is, well, it's optional, but might use it. A little water spritzer. Some isopropyl alcohol, aka rubbing alcohol. You're going to need some Q-tips. You are going to need mica powder. Here we go. So these are, they say RJ Crafts, but they're from the Heart Supplies. Same people, just different name now. You're going to want, well, these are the colors I use. You can use whatever colors you want. I've tried other micas, and when I go to glaze after everything's baked, they always seem to come off or smear, and I don't have that problem with the micas from the Heart Supplies. So I'll be using Purple Galaxy, Yellow Daisy, Apple Green, Adobe Orange, Sweetheart Rose, and Bell Bottom Blue. Well, say that 3 times fast. We want a blade of some sort. A bead, it doesn't matter, glass, whatever you want it to be. I just grabbed these because I like the colors and I thought it might set it off nice. Some, 2 anyway, 1.5 inch eye pins. Excuse me, I should go back and show you. The eyelet head pins, but that has the open eye on one end. From the Heart Supply cutter, today we'll be using the smaller one to make earrings, and you could also make a matching pendant if you so desire. This is a 1.5 millimeter loop maker. I've shown how to use that in other videos. A pair of pliers. You're going to need a paintbrush. I got these somewhere on Amazon. I'll see if I can't find the link for you. I think I've used these in other videos too, so the link would be there for those too. They're nail art brushes, and they're super, super tiny and fine, and it comes in a set of, I don't know, like 5 or 6 or something. But you're going to need a paintbrush for paints. You're going to need a paintbrush, one of those paintbrushes for detailing with the glaze afterwards. And then you're going to need, from the Heart Supplies, they carry, these are their Hotfix Rhinestones. You're going to need the 2 millimeter size and the 3 millimeter size. In whatever colors you want. This is their kit I got. They have it 4 millimeter, 3 millimeter, and 2 millimeter. And it comes with the little wax pencil that you can use to pick up. I don't use the wax pencils because I don't think they pick up very well, and I think they leave a residue. But I do use the tweezers that Rhonda puts in there. So these are great. I'm excited to show you these. These are fairly new to her shop. So, all right, well, let's get everything set up and we'll get started. Okay, so I have rolled out the clay on the thickest setting on my pasta machine, which I think is 0. And, oh, I almost forgot. You're also going to need baby wipes for the mica powders, and I'll explain that when I go to do the mica powder. But yeah, you should have baby wipes. And they're great for cleanup anyway. So I also always have these hanging out. for cleanup. Also, I forgot. So what we'll be using to glaze today is from the Heart Supplies Varathane Gloss Finish. This is not what it comes in. It comes in a plastic bottle that I don't have right next to me at this moment to show you. But I put all of my glazes and my UV resins and stuff in nail polish bottles that you can get on Amazon, because the brushes are soft, so there's less brush strokes. It's easier to maintain. I want to note that if you do this with UV resin, you need to buy the black nail polish bottles and keep them in like a drawer or something, or else, you know, you're gonna have some hard resin. It's not gonna work. So I totally forgot about that. Sorry about that. I always do that. One of these days, I'll get a tutorial right where everything has been listed in the beginning. Also, I have allergies really bad. Allergies are horrible right now in my area. So you might occasionally hear me take a drink of something. I apologize for that. I know it's really rude. I'll try to swallow, you know, away from the camera. But if I don't do that with my allergies and with all the talking during a tutorial, it will dry out my throat and then I won't be able to talk at all. So I apologize for having to pause and take little water breaks. Okay, so here's the cutter. Like I said, this is the smallest of the two. There's also the pendant size one, but this is what we'll be working on today. Now, I take my little, come on now. I take my little water mister thing, and I'm going to do it off camera, but I just give it a light squirt around on the cutter. Prevents it from sticking. Rhonda sells a good no stick, easy release type thing that works really good too. I just don't happen to be out at the moment. So we're going to take this and we're going to, oh goodness, push down. Now if I can find my acrylic block, we just redid my workroom once again for what I'm hoping is the final time. And so I'm still kind of, everything's not exactly where I want to be. Well, I'll use this one. All right, so you're going to push down, make sure it's got a good imprint. You're going to wiggle it a little bit. And then, of course, you're going to pull it up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut out another one of these, and we'll be back when I have them both. Okay, have them both cut out. Little bit of burrs here on the side. That's not a big deal. You can either smooth them with your finger now, or you can do it after baking. They come off really easy. You just can use a fingernail or a little nail file that you can get at the dollar store. There we go. But I'll clean them up a little bit for right now. All right, so there's that one. Be careful. I already pulled them up with my tissue blade, this blade. That, of course, I forgot to mention in the beginning. But anyway, I'd already pulled them up before I went back on camera. So just, you know, be careful when you're pulling them up, as you do. And let's see here. These come through here. I love the way these cutters cut so cleanly. Rhonda did an excellent job on these. Absolutely terrific job. Okay, so we'll put that one up here for right now. So at this point, I suggest putting in your little eyelet screw, because soon this will be covered in mica, and once that mica goes on there, you really don't want it to, oh, sorry for my dog in the background, all the way downstairs. I'm sure you can hear him. He's a blue heeler who thinks he's a German Shepherd, so he's actually a miniature blue heeler who thinks he's a German Shepherd. Okay, so let's see here. And then we'll put the other one in here. Oh, look at that. I got yucky on my clay. Don't you just hate it when that happens? I'm not too concerned about it because we're going to be putting mica over it. But let me see if I can't get a little bit of that off. Whatever that little piece of dirt or something You see that? Huh. Okay, so dry that up a little bit. Oops. Finish putting that in. Let me make sure the back is okay and how I want it. I generally don't do a whole lot to the back because I really like the organic look of just, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a completely total polished, great looking, you know, piece of polymer clay art. I just really like the, how do you call it? The organic look. Okay, so we'll just leave that as it is. Not a whole lot I can do better for right now. So, all right, we have both the screws put in. I'm going to try and dry these off a little. I'm going to move them to the side a bit. Actually, I'm going to put them up over here. And I'm going to get everything ready for the mica, and I'll be right back. So now I'm going to show you why it's important that you have lay down a diaper wipe or a damp paper towel also. Let's see how we're going to do this here. Let me get these organized in order. Orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, so if you're doing the rainbow, like I have it here, you're going to start with the Sweetheart Rose. Now, when you open mica, and this goes for any mica from any company, especially if it's mica that you is well loved and you've used all over the place. See how it's all flipping around out down there? That has nothing to do with how it was packaged and everything to do with just the nature of mica. Mica is a fine, fine, fine powder that goes everywhere. In fact, I suggest wearing a mask when you work with mica powders because they are kind of, well, not kind of, they are very fine and float through the air and, you know, all that fun stuff. So, take this little guy, put her down here. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and you're just going to dab it in there a little bit because a little bit of mica can go a long way. And you're going to go across the top like this, just like that. Try and make it as even as possible, but if you can't make it even, that's okay. Because we're not striving for perfection here. We're just wanting to create. And it's okay how we create. Okay, there you go. So you're going to want another baby wipe or alcohol pad to clean off that finger. Make sure you put the lid on because God forbid we sneeze or something. And I speak from experience, or bump your table or what have you, causing it to go crazy. And then you have mica everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to go for the Adobe Orange. Anyway, the whole purpose of the damp in the background is to catch it so it's not, you don't have dust all over your workspace, and because it's damp, it pretty much keeps it where it needs to be. And now we're going to go with the orange. Oh my goodness. I had a clump of something on my hand. That is completely my bad. There we go. All right. Now, the stripes, as we want to call them, don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. Again, we're not going for perfection. We're just going for fun and letting our creative outlet come through, right? So you don't need to see me do this for every color. You've got the idea. So I'm going to pause the tutorial and finish up with the other 4 colors, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I finished the first one. Let's peel it up here very carefully so you can see. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I absolutely love it. Look at all the mica all over my hands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and I'll be back to show you the finished look on both. Okay, so about ready to do the last color on the last corset, and I wanted to show you a little tip. you know, don't be afraid to go up from the color before you to kind of blend it in, if that makes any sense. Let me see. Let me get a little bit of purple on here and go to town. So now see how I'm kind of going up into the blue too, where the blue is, because it helps it blend better. And I just think it looks great when you do that. So, all right, there you go. There is our second one in our pair. And now it's going to be time for the Hotfix Rhinestones. Okay, before we start with the Hotfix Rhinestones, there is something I want to point out. And this is what the black paint is for. If you look closely, let me see if I can't zoom in just a little bit here. You'll see that there's dust in the cracks there going up. There's mica dust in the cracks there, and not so much on that one. Now, we will be putting a couple of rhinestones in that one, just like you see here. So it's up to you, but if you want, you can take your black paints and your small paintbrush that I told you to get earlier, and you can very carefully go through where the black is just supposed to be, and with black paint, and make a thin line in there to try and cover that mica. Now, personally, I don't care. I like it either way. So I won't be doing that. I will just be going ahead. But I wanted to show you that that's what that's for. Also, if you want to paint the backs black, you can. Or you can just leave them naked or do whatever you're going to do. I actually did the backs of these ones with a black glitter paint. You can't really see the glitter a whole lot. It's a real subtle glitter, but it's there. So again, that's what we'll be using the black paints for, and the small paintbrush for, if you so choose. All right, okay, we'll be back. And we're back. Zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me adjust this here. All right, so here's the deal. We are going to be working with the 3mm ones first, and you're going to need 4 for each earring. 4 of all 6 colors for each earring, so 8 in total. I only have 4 here because I just wanted to show you. I highly suggest not separating them and putting them in a tray. I just did that for ease for right now, so you can see how we're doing the first one. I suggest just working right out of this with your tweezers or whatever you choose to use. It is definitely going to be a lot easier. I just, like I said, wanted to put them in here for the ease of being able to show you. So, let's see here. I've already put, I don't want to move the, once I start putting the Hotfix Rhinestones on, I really don't want to move the earrings any more than I really need to. So I've already put them on the piece of printer paper, and that in turn is on this piece of tile. And that's what we're going to be putting into the oven. Okay, so the colors are just like how it shows here. This, I know this looks to be a purple, but it's really actually a reddish pink. You just can't tell. On camera, it looks different. So the orders are going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple in that order. Okay, so you're going to take the red one first, and we're going to put it right about there. Okay, and then what I say next? Oh, orange. And then orange is coming next, right? And then yellow. And then green. Right? I'm on track, yeah. You guys can see, right? I hope you can see. Blue. Be very careful putting these on. You don't want to indent or accidentally poke your clay. Okay, oh, see? One of these days I will make it all the way through with actually having had all the tools needed from the beginning. I am so sorry. Can we say scatterbrained? We can. I will not be offended. Why? Because it's true. Okay, so I can't find the one I usually use, so we're just going to use it. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Okay, so little poker. I'm using my one that has the tilted tilted end there. And once you've got them where you want them, you're just going to, like I've done in other videos, lightly press down. Oops, see? This is why we do it lightly. Because if we don't, they pop off and go all over the place and get on your nerves. Here is, oh, see? And I just lost that one. So, what color was that? That was orange. Okay, so, a little tip for you. If you're anything like me, and I'm really klutzy when it comes to small things like this, is if you have small kids, small grandkids, after you're done working with Hotfix Rhinestones, give them $1 to crawl underneath your work desk or your work chair and pick up all your dropped rhinestones, because I don't care how good you are at it, you are going to drop some. It's the nature of the beast. Okay, so see how that is? Isn't that gorgeous? I love the shine and sparkle of Hotfix Rhinestones. I've explained before exactly how they work. Real quick, they have a special glue on the back that only works when heated up. And I've never had a problem putting them in a 275 Fahrenheit degree oven. They've always worked just fine for me, and never an issue. So, okay, so you're going to do that both sides. And also, like I said, down here at the bottom, just follow the same pattern you made, right? Red, orange, yellow, green. Oh, a little close to that one there. Oh my goodness. It's been a day, let me tell you. Okay, green. Then blue. Put you up there a little bit more. And then purple. See how that goes? And then, of course, you're going to take this and you're going to push those in. All right, so you don't need to watch me do this to each one. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Cover the rest with the 3mm crystals, and then we'll be back to do the 2mm ones. Okay, we are back. And now we are going to the 2mm, and we're using... On mine, it's color number 10, and this is the, of course, my favorite, the Aurora Borealis ones. And you will need 16 of those, because you will need 8 for each corset. So now I'm going to show you how to apply those ones. Put one up here, and like I said, now, if you're going to be doing painting, you will have already painted the black into these lines and let it dry, okay? Because you don't want to try and paint in between the lines after you get the crystals on. Then you don't want to accidentally, get paint on your crystals. So you're going to, these little lines will have already been painted black before you put these on. Let me see here. Okay, so. Hope everybody's Memorial Day is going well. There we go there. It is so hot in here, but I can't turn my fan on because one, I don't want it. It's pretty loud and I don't want to bug you guys. And two, even though we're not using micas right now, some of these little rhinestones, they can get caught up by the wind and go flying around your room. Okay, so I hope that's not crooked. I don't want to put my big head in the way to get right on top of it to see. It's looking like it's pretty good. And as always, I can't remember if I said it before in this video. I probably did, but it bears repeating. As always, be very careful when pushing the rhinestones down. Again, you don't want to slip like I did earlier, and you also don't want to distort the earring too much, the design. So just gentle tap, like I said, the just enough to set them into the clay, and then the clay hardening around it and that glue hardening will be enough to set them in there pretty good. Okay, I'm going to finish up this last one, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have finished putting the last of the Hotfix Rhinestones on, and this is what it's going to look like. This is before baking. You are going to put this in your oven at 275 for about 45 minutes. Keep an eye on it. You know, sometimes the ovens can vary. Also, having said that, if you're a beginner to polymer clay, I should probably mention that whatever clay oven you're using, it doesn't matter what you're using, you should buy another oven thermometer to go in there. Like right now, my oven is set on, let me see. If I'm looking at the dial on my oven, it's at 235. And I always pre-bake. You always should pre-bake, or not pre-bake, preheat your oven. And I'll preheat my oven for about 20 minutes, and it'll be at 275 in 20 minutes. But and that's going by the temperature on the oven thermometer that I bought and put in my oven. That is not going on the temperature that I have it set at. So the outside of the oven says the dial says 235, but in reality, it's not going to get to 235. It's going to get to 275. So always, always, always purchase a oven thermometer. Okay, so aren't they pretty? Now, you know, it goes without saying, you don't have to do rainbow colors. You can do any colors you want. You can do one color. You can do it all color. You can paint this. It doesn't have to be mica. You know, it doesn't have to be rainbow colors. But I thought that it just looked stunning. And I love rainbows. So, all right, we're going to put this in the oven. After it is baked and cooled, we will be back to do the final touches. Okay, we're back. They are baked and all cooled. And I went ahead and painted the backs just a flat black and let that dry too. And now we will be doing the Varathane gloss finish from the Heart Supplies. Now, I don't know if you guys watched my other videos, pardon my arm there, where I talk about how you have to do glazing with Hotfix Rhinestones. If you pop your glaze, no matter what kind of a glaze, whether you're doing UV resin, Sculpey gloss, Fimo gloss, Varathane, if you cover the Hotfix Rhinestones, they lose their shine. They don't sparkle at all. They just become this dull, yucky thing. So this is a little time consuming. I'm not going to lie. Hold on a sec. This is just a piece of parchment paper. I'm going to pour out some of the Varathane onto there. Bloop. And what I'm going to do, and this is, you know, it is a little time consuming. I'm not going to lie, but it's worth it. I think it is. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to want to get that teeny tiny brush I told you about. Am I in focus? I hope I'm in focus. And you're going to want to go around the Hotfix Rhinestones. Oops, I almost globbed on too much there. With the Varathane, if it's white, if you glob it on and you can see that it's white, then you've put too much on and you need to spread it out. But anyway, do you see how I'm doing this? You just need to go around the rhinestones, a little bit in between if you can. And get them into the nooks and crannies there. And you're going to want to do this with all of them, obviously. Up and around. Oop, I got a little bit on there. That's all right. I'll show you what to do about that. So you're just going to want to, you know, circle up all those. And then once we've gotten to where, oops, see, I did it again, globbed it on too much. I'm not paying attention what I'm doing. Okay, so going around the rhinestones. Once you've done all that, let me quickly, hopefully I'm not making a mess of this, get it around. Oopsie, I went across it, but I'll show you. Like I said, I'll show you how to, if you accidentally get some gloss on there, this is why we use water-based gloss. Okay, so if you can see, I've circled around, you know, gotten as close as I can to the things. So now, if you want, you can actually use the applicator to put it on the bigger spots where you don't have to worry about hitting the rhinestones, right? And just get close. Oops, see, I did it again. I have got a shaky hand tonight, folks, so I think that's part of the problem there. Okay, so now I still have the sides of this to do and the back, but for right now, I'm going to stop that so I can show you what you're going to do. You're going to take your isopropyl alcohol, aka rubbing alcohol, your Q-tip, let me zoom back out a little bit, your Q-tip, and you're going to spray it on there, spray it on the Q-tip, and then you're going to very lightly clean off whatever the rhinestones you may have touched. I'm trying to be very, very careful to not hit the wet stuff at all around it, the glaze. So yeah, you just go through real quick and there you go. You've cleaned it off. That's a little, hold on here. It's a little globbed on up there in that corner, but so you've cleaned it all off. And now you should be good to go as far as letting it dry. Now keep in mind, you should do the backs and the sides before you go to clean all that off. I just wanted to show you real quick because you also, oh, look at that, I just glommed it on there, didn't I? You also want to get it, you know, you want it done as soon as possible because you don't want the Varathane to dry onto your, if you accidentally hit your rhinestones, you don't want to dry on there. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and glaze up the fronts and the backs, and I will be back once it's all dried so we can add our findings. Okay, we're back. Everything's dried, nice and shiny and pretty. Can you see it? Is it blurring up? All right, so now we're going to add our bead. Remember, like I said, you can use any bead you want. So we're going to put this in here like this. We're going to use this nifty little tool. I love this tool. I can't remember where I got it. I want to say I got it at Amazon, on Amazon maybe? Maybe. Okay, so you're going to put it, if you buy the tool, it shows you instructions on how to use it, okay? So you're going to want to turn that way, okay? You're going to want to hold on to it so you can push it up against there to make sure that it's flush up against it, and you're just going to do that. Okay, then it's made you a little bead, or I mean a little head pin there that you're going to want to close up here. There we go. Okay, so it's closed up there. There. Okay, so, well, it's almost closed up there. Oh, it has been a day. Okay, so do that one, then we're gonna do this one. Yeah. You guys want to watch it again? Make sure it's turned sideways. Flip this around, put it up through there. Make sure it comes out this hole on this side there. See it? Okay, there we go. You're gonna hold it up there, and you're just gonna, just like that. Come on now. There we go. Okay, let me close this up a bit. I didn't get it as close to the bead as I'd like to have, but that's on me. That's not the tool. That was me, all me. Okay, so that's good enough. All right, so now the rest is pretty straightforward. You're just gonna, let me see, how do I want to do this here? Just gonna open that up a little bit. There we go. Close it back up. I keep ready to look to see if I'm on camera. I really hope I am. If I'm not, I sincerely apologize. Okay, so we're going to do the same to this. Open it up here at the end. And put the... Come on now. Let me tell you, when I say I've had a day, I've had a day. Hey. Let me tell you. Thankfully, it's almost over, yeah? Yay. Okay, so there we go. Up in here, I kind of butchered this a little bit opening it. Yeah, don't do like I did. That wasn't too smart, huh? Let me come through here again. There we go. Okay, so we have our beads attached. Now you're gonna self-explanatory, but you're just gonna hook on your corset earring. There you go. Yeah. All right, so there you have it, folks. I think this is probably now my longest tutorial. I think it beat out the other one I did not too long ago for longest, but who knows. So here you go. There they are. Hopefully I made this simple enough for you to follow. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. If you like it, please subscribe and share the video if you'd like. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to have everything I used in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the description. And that concludes today's tutorial. I hope you guys like it. I hope it works out for you. I'd love to see your pictures if you end up doing this. So have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. Bye.